Spoiler alert. You're listening to the Comics Online Podcast. Season 20. Episode 7. Best of 2019. Broadcast live from FXBG Public Radio December 16th, 2019. This episode, Kevin and Zoe review the 2019 superlatives in movies, TV, games, events, and comics. Additional music courtesy Junior 85.
And he cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth, and when he cried, 7 thunders uttered their voice.
Converting earthly language into thrust. As you kneel before our Zah, where legend of Zelda's turn to dust. Podcasting from the future like your time was dead and gone. And we rock the best site like ComicsOnline.com. Level 12 cybernetics, vibranium power acts. You communicate with snail mail while we wireless adapt. We are more than ECI as we descend to blow your spot. You're a copy of better tech like your name was GoBots. You hoping for iTunes, but little noob, you in the danger zone. We're all the best leaders like Serpentor on his throne. Written by Stan the Man, don't you ever try to serve thee. New gots of this book like we were drawn by Jack Kirby. Hunger like Sinistar and consumer culture than Galactus. Final Fantasy domination with our super geeky tactics. From the days of Marconi to Buff and Loud Investment City. You can hear us on every radio, so hit it by City. From leaping tall buildings to going off like gamma bombs. Switch your internet browser to ComicsOnline.com.
Hello again, and welcome to the Comics Online Podcast, Season 20, Episode 7. I'm your host, Kevin Ghostwan, and with me today, as usual, is my co-host, Troy David Phillips. Oh, that's not Troy. With me today, as usual, is my co-host, Dune Murderous. Oh, no. We have Zoe. We have Zoe Elizabeth here today for the first time. You might have seen it in the background of the Flashback Top 5 a few times, but that's about it. But Troy, he's too busy. I don't know. He's got a plumber's crack or something. I don't know what's happening. It involves a plumber of some sort. But
Mario involved?
Yeah, Mario. I don't know. There might have been. There's some.
That'd be a better excuse.
Yeah, there's some pushing of barrels and they light on fire. I think I don't know what's happening with Troy right now, but ever since what was it, 2009, 2008, 2009. I believe it was 2008 when we first started the Holiday Spectacular, the Comics Online End of the Year event. And first time we did it at Nomad's house out in scenic El Cajon, California. And from there we started doing our best of shows ever since, and sometimes they've been video like this, and obviously we started the podcast audio, and we will eventually return to audio, but anyway, so we talk, how we do top 5 things. Well, these are the 5 categories that we're going to cover. We're going to cover television, movies, video games, events, and yes, comic books. Now, spoilers, we may save comic books for a night with Troy, because we're bound to go over, because this is Comics Online, and even though I don't have 13 people on Skype, right now, it's just me and Zoe, and of course, EK the DJ.
Sup.
We are broadcasting this live from Fredericksburg, that is to say FXBG Public Radio in Fredericksburg, Virginia, courtesy of FXBG, and of course Eric being here, we can't not take his opinions into account when it comes to the superlatives for 2019. So all of that said, Zoe, are you ready?
I guess.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Are you nervous?
Of course.
Okay. Just like Eric said, don't worry. it's not just, Woodbridge watching you. It's not just the United States. It's the world.
And there are no wrong answers, unless, of course, you hear. Then you've given a wrong answer.
Oh, all right. I'm glad to have proper engineering on this show. So starting out with TV, Zoe has actually taken notes, which is amazing because this guy is ill prepared for life. But anyway, let's start with your favorites.
Well, top of the list was
Television.
Yes.
For 2019.
Yes, and we have Stranger Things,
Mm-hmm.
which everyone's a fan favorite of. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a good show.
So season 2, ended and everything was fine, and then all of a sudden season 3 comes and it's Meat Puppets in the Mall. I think that's the subtitle of season 3.
Yeah,
Meat
that's
Puppets
it.
in the Mall.
That's all you need to know. Go watch it.
It was good times.
Mm-hmm.
So we did quiz a lot of our family and friends and friends of the show for a lot of things. One of the biggest things, of course, courtesy of the Baby Yode, is the Mandalorian, available now on Disney Plus. Now listen, I was not going to get Disney Plus until the Marvel stuff happened. Because, I'm a Marvel guy, and, Star Wars is great and all, but it's no Marvel or even Star Trek for that matter. Sorry, Kira. Sorry, DJ. Is DJ over here? Let me see. Nope, Enos is over there. Hey, hi, Enos. You got to get over on this side. Hey, Charles.
Hi.
You got to get over on the Comics Online side for me to see you, otherwise I got to switch back and forth. But anyway, they're all good. But anyway, The Mandalorian, I didn't think that a Star Wars television show that was basically Lone Wolf and Cub was going to Lone Wolf and Cub its way into my heart.
I only know about Lone Wolf and Cub because my brother read that book.
Really?
Yeah, that's so weird. Is that what The Mandalorian is?
Sort of. It's very much a bunch of samurai, shortened samurai stories. They're 30-ish minutes long, and then you get and then of course Lone Wolf and Cub has got the kid element. You've got the Ronin wandering the countryside, and when it comes to this one, you've got a kid in a bassinet or the 1800s or 1700s equivalent of that, and of course,
Yes.
with the Mandalorian, he's got a nice anti-grav bassinet that apparently is programmed to follow Mando, as they call him. But anyway, what's next? Let's go. I'm getting distracted by all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
There will be beatings later, just so you know. Beatings.
But what if we don't do anything?
Oh wait, no. Oh, not you.
Not that kind of show.
American Gods was one of mine. Okay, next on our list.
We're still on TV, right?
We're still on television. American Gods was one of mine. Big thanks to Chelsea Doyle, for helping me out continually with getting my access to American Gods. Thank you very much, Chelsea. It has been fantastic. There's a current a bit of kerfuffle around what's been going on with Orlando Jones. Apparently, he's just been fired, even though his character...
How are you going to fire Legolas?
No. Not Orlando Bloom, Orlando Jones. From, Evolution. Make 7, up yours.
Oh!
That's
Orlando Jones.
Orlando Jones.
He was on Mad TV, wasn't he?
Maybe.
In the beginning?
I'll go along with that. But anyway, Orlando Jones, who plays Anansi, the Spider God.
See, I haven't seen American
The
Gods.
Elder Spider God.
I think I've watched a couple with him, but not too many.
and he's fantastic, and I mean he's
great.
so perfect. And apparently Neil Gaiman tapped him to write the Bible for not only his character but for some of the other characters. And so he got some writing and producing credits, and then apparently the studio was just like, yeah, we're not renewing any of your stuff, and he's understandably pissed, and I am too, because you know what? He obviously did a great job, and his character is important to the story, even if it is
integral to the story.
In Act 3. You see him a little bit, but then you see him at the very end, and he's kind of one of these characters, like a Puck type, where it's like, yeah, you only see him a little bit, but his
existence is important.
He gives you the little bit of truth that you need about that world, and lacking him, it's going to be less. It's going to be lesser. Anyway, American Gods. Otherwise, it's shot beautifully. It's so gorgeous. If you haven't yet, and if you haven't read the book from 2000-ish, do so. Oh, look, children walking into the studio again. Oh. Another one that was mine, as well as a couple of other people's, The Boys. If you haven't already, and you like listening to me talk to, my betters, the stars of things, watch me and, the cast of The Boys on the same YouTube channels. If you're watching this on the Comics Online YouTube, that is to say, the Geek Pop Culture Network, then there you go. Just put, my last name and The Boys, and you'll find it. Anyway, Zoe, what's yours? Oh, you've got one.
Mm-hmm. Killing Eve.
Killing Eve.
Yes, I really enjoyed it. It was
So this is a thriller type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a synopsis.
Well.
So you've got an assassin.
Yes.
Who is like from Eastern Europe somewhere or something like that?
I believe so. Don't quote either of us on that.
Villanelle?
Yes.
Villanelle?
Yes, I believe so.
She's got villain right in the name. You know she's a villain.
Exactly.
And
then, of course, you have Eve.
And you have Eve, who is Sandra Oh from, what's that thing called? With Grey's Anatomy.
There we go.
The one with the terrible main character and other people are actually entertaining. That show.
But
she's 15 seasons or 16 seasons?
Went forever.
Yeah.
But she's a detective, and she's on this new case, and she stumbles upon it, and it's really good. It's worth a watch, and it doesn't disappoint at all.
Yeah. All right, and let's go into. We were gonna do this a little bit flipped. I just started on your page one, but okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Let's skip this and go to Umbrella Academy. Brenda Waldrop, who used to be a big Comics Online person. Talked about this one, and what did she say? Brenda, where did you go?
Where did you come from?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where she went. She's gone. She's walked away. She said Umbrella Academy was surprisingly good, which it was.
Yes, it was.
It really was more, and we've, Comics Online has talked about this for ages as well. In fact, I think in that initial holiday spectacular from 08 or 09, Nomad was talking about the Umbrella Academy comics. I remember him talking about Hazel and Cha-Cha and how wonderful that was. Anyway, and then Brenda also mentions Neil Gaiman's other thing that's on TV. He's doing it right now. Good Omens. Of course, we don't have Sandman yet, but Good Omens. And she said that this was basically was everything I could have realistically wanted it to be. Tennant and Sheen's performances were spectacular. Look, I love David Tennant. He's, the 10th Doctor and my second Doctor, because, no, you can't beat 11 because he turns it up to 11. And Michael Sheen obviously killing it as well, which is not to be confused with, Charlie Sheen or anything like that. No, the British actor. It's fine. Good Omens. I never finished watching it. Did you finish watching it?
No.
I started it, but the thing is, I had just listened to I first listened to the audiobook, and then I listened to an audio drama, and I was like, I don't really care to watch this thing again, like right now, but I'm glad it exists. So good start according to me, and apparently good finish according to Brenda. So what's next?
Good place.
The Good Place.
So good. It's a good place.
Oh my God, it is a good place. So I let me admit, I probably admitted this on the show several times before, but I have the biggest crush on Kristen Bell. She is just amazing.
Not just beautiful, but beautiful inside.
Right, inside and out. And Zoe and I have been listening to podcasts like not only Dax Shepard's, what's a podcast called? Armchair Expert.
Yes.
Check it out.
Yes.
She's on the episode 2, which is really the first episode, and also one, a few up from that. Anyway, she's fantastic. They're fantastic together. They're relationship goals, and they say in there, why do everybody say we're relationship goals? Because you try. You guys, know to try. You know that where your failings are, and you acknowledge them, and you move on, and you work on it. So that's a big deal.
Right. And it's so funny because her character in The Good Place is very much like, I don't want to have to do this, and this is ridiculous, and I'd rather just, go through and not be the best person. And then she slowly grows into a much better person.
Well, and that's the big thing that I have to say about a lot of stories, where, and Troy and I tend to argue a lot. We just lost video.
Oh, yes, we did.
And Troy and I don't know if anybody... Oh, hey, there we go. Hey.
Are our sleeves still see-through? Yes, they are. We're good.
Screensaver, that's funny. Troy and I argue a lot because he's like, well, writers don't like to have continuity. They just want to have the same basic story and go off of that each time. And I'm like, character growth is important. It's a thing. It's what we should have.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Speaking of character growth.
Yes, sir.
You still on TV?
We're still on TV. I'm talking about The Good Place right now. As a philosophy would-be major, I took 7 philosophy courses in college. That ought to qualify you for a major.
Major nerd.
A major nerd.
The words are right out of my mouth.
But I was really into philosophy, and so The Good Place speaks to me. It's thinking about life and death and everything in between, and it's one of those things you think, whoa, is this really a genre show? Because mostly, Comics Online, we try to talk about geek pop culture, that is to say genre shows, not necessarily too much about things that could happen in the real world. And then you were like, oh wait, everybody on the show is dead, so
it's okay.
It's okay.
It falls in.
It falls in. It's all supernatural from the get-go. Anyway, it's fantastic, and I love all the characters, and we're on the final season, and it's gonna make me so sad when it's gone, but I also hear that we are going to love it. Next
is The Expanse, which was a suggestion from Eric Dragon.
Oh yeah, Eric Dragon from the group. So it's also one of Chelsea's, the group that I'm in with Chelsea. Comic book, movies, family, mafia. I don't know why they're called that. It was an old group in a BBS a long time ago. But the important thing is, The Expanse is amazing. I saw something recently on whatever Nerdist is called now. The
ID110.
No, not ID10T, but actually maybe it is Nerdist. It's the Kyle, what's his name? The guy who does the Because Science was talking about. He's like, look, it's a show that really cares about the science about, space travel. Like, oh, hey, halfway to your destination, you got to flip your ship around and start slowing down, because that's how space works. You don't slow down otherwise. We don't have they don't rely on any magical. They don't rely on warp drive. You don't just drop out of warp and boop.
Are you sure?
You're nearly still.
I've watched a lot of Star Trek.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
and it's fantastic, and it makes for it's a great storytelling crutch, and I don't blame them for it, and I wish we had it in real life, but it's not part of real life as of today. Anyway, The Expanse is fantastic. I am not all the way to this season. It is a current thing. I have been watching it for a while. It's got the best Punisher, Tom Jane, in it. And I'm sorry for all the rest of you Punishers. I'm sorry. But Tom Jane is the Punisher.
Agreed.
There have been some good other ones. In fact, really all of them, other than Dolph Lundgren, were great.
Okay.
But, yeah. All right. Sorry.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good Omens. Both Brenda and Kira said yes. We already discussed that.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Powell said Bandersnatch, but that might have been at the very end of 2018. But we're gonna take it anyway because Josh Powell, and we love Josh. He's been a member of the group from the beginning. He's been my friend for 35 years. But anyway, Bandersnatch, if you haven't already watched it, if you like Black Mirror, and you should, it's on Netflix, and it's it's dark, and it's like Twilight Zone, really pumped up to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
But Bandersnatch itself, is kind of its own thing. It's a choose your own adventure movie. Literally, you have to keep the remote in your hand so that you can choose what that character decides to do. And I went through it a few times, and I feel like I still didn't see every eventuality, but it's pretty cool. After that, there's some crime show called Jet. Leah Baker from The Nice Girls. And shout out to all the Nice Girls. Thank you so much for helping Comics Online, not just in 2019, but for so dang long. They've been not necessarily partners. I mean, now they pretty much are, but certainly allies. Just the strongest of allies to Comics Online for easily 10 years now. And I just really want to say thank you to all of them. Melissa and her entire staff are fantastic and
so nice
and so nice, and we couldn't, and they really are nice
really
girls and we wouldn't be as good as we are. Your mileage may vary without the Nice Girls, and it's true. Every year at Comic-Con, they're awesome, and we just love the heck out of them. Oh, by the way, if we haven't already used the swears on this show, this is the end. I'm not swearing anymore. Ready? All right, people with children, turn it off, cause it's fucking time. It's not fucking time. That'd be weird. We're not doing that on Facebook and YouTube.
Aww.
At least not yet. Got to change their rules first. And we're pumping it up. Why? Because we're going to. Well, because I like to swear. Let's face it. But because Eric Arriaga, Eric Arriaga, he runs the biggest San Diego Comic-Con Facebook group there is, and he's been a exhibitor at San Diego Comic-Con for like 16 years, something like that, a long time.
Nice.
And he's an excellent artist in the vein of. I'm sure everybody compares him to Sam Keith, and it's true. He looks his art looks a lot like Sam Keith's.
He's so good. To even watch them live is just.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah. Anyway, his choice. He was one of the people we asked, and Eric says Watchmen, and
Fantastic choice.
it is fantastic. Eric, you watching this? You watching? Do you watch The Watchmen?
I have not seen The Watchmen. I've seen the movie. I've read the comic. I've read the graphic novel. I have not seen the television show.
All right.
Okay.
But I have some others that I don't know because I missed a little bit of the segment, so I don't know if you've thrown in.
Go ahead, hit it.
Let me go through my list because I made this briefly while you guys were.
All right.
chatting. Russian Doll. Netflix.
What is that about?
Have you not seen that? It had the.
I feel like I saw an ad for it.
I think we watched like the first.
What's her name? The actress. Natasha Lyonne.
Oh, I like her.
She's supposed to be the guest of honor at a party, and she gets caught in like a death loop. Like she's not.
yes.
I did watch that. Is
Yes.
it
And
a
it's-
movie or is it
It's
a television
series.
show?
Yes.
It's a series.
I must have watched. It was fairly short though, right?
Yeah, I think it's
Like
only a
6
handful of
episodes or
episodes. Yeah,
something?
but
Yeah.
but I loved it. It was
Yeah.
dark,
I forgot all about that. Yeah, I
dark,
love that
but
too.
I loved it.
Nice pull.
Do you think that's from? Because we didn't really Crisis on the Infinite Earths. I mean, didn't they also touch? Oh, no, that was Arrow leading up to it. Never mind me.
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol. I see. Here's the thing. I'm a terrible comic guy because I was like, DC. I'm not. Oh, look at my green.
It's kind of fun.
I was like, DC. I'm not gonna buy your thing because all I care about are these couple of things, and maybe I'll just buy them on DVD instead.
I feel you on that. So, but it's cheap enough, and in the binge watching era, there's no dedication. I'll pay the $8 to watch
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
entire season of Titans
Sure.
one season 2 and Doom Patrol season 1.
Yeah.
I'll pay $8 and binge that all in 1 month.
Titans have had 2 seasons.
Yes.
And they're dead.
Wait, what?
Oh, spoilers. Yeah, this is Comics Online Podcast. If you haven't been watching, Crisis on Infinite Earths, I understand that the Titans have died already in Crisis. I didn't notice that part.
But here's the thing, though.
I read it online, and I was like, what?
But, based on the title alone, there are infinite Earths, so it's cool.
Only one.
So, speaking of science, I realize that the DC universe, like Marvel tries to get closer to science than DC does, but it's the DC universe. And they're like, it's the infinite Earths. Hey, there's an infinite number of Earths. Hey, DC Comics. Hey, Dan Didio. For that matter, even the wonderful Mark Guggenheim. What's infinity minus 1? Just wondering if you know the answer, because it doesn't seem like you do.
Thank you.
Apple TV released
Apple TV.
Apple TV released the morning show with Jennifer Aniston and Steve Carell.
Oh, yeah. Have you watched that?
Yeah,
Are you paying for the Apple TV
I
Plus?
got a year subscription with my new iPhone.
Ah.
So, I dig it. It's the news. It's the news, a TV show, and it's the dark, gritty side of the news.
Now, how does this compare with Jeff Daniels' the Newsroom?
I think it's on par. I think it's
Really?
Yeah, I think it's that
I
quality.
love that show.
I think
I
it's
wanted
that-
to come back for the
It's
Trump
that
era.
quality of entertainment. It's that
would be
it's that quality of thought provoking. Like,
oh, I love that
damn,
show so
like
much.
the conundrum of this situation. Did I use that word right? I like to use big words,
Maybe.
hoping that it's accurate. But man, I really, really dig it. In the second episode, there is a Jennifer Aniston's character is backed into a position, and the way that it plays out. First of all, her ability to cry and make it look convincing. Holy shit! I'm sorry, no more bad words, right? That was
No, I
No,
said
we can say all this
We're
stuff.
starting the bad words.
Oh, okay. Wow. She is good at looking like she's crying. Like, I'm convinced like she's thinking about the breakup with Brad. Like, this is how traumatic this must be in this moment. It is wow. But yeah, I like the morning show. And I think I had one more that I
Oh, by the way, sorry. Before you go into this, I switched over to the flashback Facebook, and Charles, hey, happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Enos says that was Phil Lamar, who voiced Jon Stewart and was on Justice League, that was on Mad TV.
Here we go. That's why we need you guys.
That's what. Hey, Enos. That's why we need you people.
You people. Good
I
lord.
love you. Let me just. She's taken it far, and I've just pushed it right off the edge. Oh,
what
We love you, Enos.
I maybe I'm wrong about who Orlando Jones is then.
Orlando Jones doesn't look terribly far. from Phil Lamar. But yeah, anyway. And yes, Kira, The Mandalorian is a pretty show.
Oh my gosh, it is.
All right, so you
He
were
was on Mad TV.
what?
He was on Mad TV.
Orlando Jones was?
He was one of the original cast members.
Oh, see, Enos, you're making me make racist jokes for no good reason. Notice how I put that on you.
It's all your fault. You made us.
That's white privilege right there. You heard of it?
I don't think that's how it works.
No, it isn't.
And the other one, I only watched one episode of this, but and it was all about the animation. Undone. Did you see that?
Oh, no shit. That was fucking great.
Okay, so I only watched the first episode, and it was
did
something
not.
that I wanted to watch more of, but I was watching other things. So
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
go back to it.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
thought that the animation was so wild.
Well, it's the rotoscope animation. It
so
was
cool.
like Scanner Darkly.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. It's
It
so
was
cool.
Clearly, if it wasn't the same artist, it was basically the same thing as a Scanner Darkly. I mean,
But that's an Amazon Prime one. No, I don't know if you noticed, but the ones that I put one from Netflix, one from Amazon Prime, one from Apple TV.
Hey man, whatever. I understand.
Do you know the thing about the not the Golden Globe? What's the Golden Globes? About how like it's all changed because network television.
Is a joke?
Yeah, with Netflix and Amazon, and they're all putting their own series out, and it's not just that they're putting series out, they're putting good series out, and multiple series. Netflix has put out a bunch of really good things.
This show not really brought to you by Taco Bell. See, in the
Mm-hmm.
future, all fast food is Taco Bell. I learned that from a movie once.
So those are my three big TV.
Those are your big ones. Oh, and we you gotta wiggle the mouse there, man.
I've been involved in the show.
Oh, it worked.
William Anderson is here, and Emerald is here.
Hi, Emerald.
Hey,
Emerald's
matching
here.
sweaters. Oh,
Emerald.
William Anderson wants to know what we thought of the Black Widow trailer. Zoe?
I haven't seen the Black Widow trailer.
I did. It hasn't. You know what? It didn't stick in my head, but I remember liking it. I remember being happy to see her because when we're not on the movie part yet, but obviously that's on the list, and I was not happy that she was killed off. So to be able to have her come back and kind of see where it all starts, I'm intrigued. I'm kind of curious where they're going to take it on, and I think it looks good.
Yeah. So other honorable mentions. Oh, Santa Clarita dieted this year. Thank you, Kira.
That was good.
It needed another season.
It did.
That was fucked up.
That was.
That's as fucked up as just, chopping off our head and leaving it buried in the desert, only it's still alive.
Oh my gosh.
Netflix.
Nice one.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Dishonorable mentioned Game of Thrones. Hey, you know what? You had 7.5 great seasons. That ending, though,
The last 2 seasons were terrible.
go fuck yourself. It was terrible.
Yeah, but the last 2 seasons were terrible.
You think?
I
Oh,
thought.
I thought the final.
The last season was the worst.
The last
Season
season even
6
started
was
good.
the second
like
weakest.
up through the end of the Night
Okay.
King.
Okay,
Up
I'll
through
give you
the end
that.
of the Night King. Like if I just never watched any other episodes, I would have been perfectly happy. I'm like, okay, well I'm done. I don't
They
care what
lost.
happens.
They lost me after Hodor.
That was
Hold the door.
Yeah, that was a little rough.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't like that John's character was just, how long did they spend building
no,
him
it's-
up, making him this huge,
I-
strong character
I
just
liked
to
that felt
get
real.
3 words?
yeah.
That felt real.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt that to my core.
They just, disappointing.
Also continuing on, apparently,
Forever.
into
And ever.
into 2019. Outlander. We only recently started it, so shout out to Leah Sanders who sort of sideways turned me onto this, because I got like some Outlander swag at San Diego Comic-Con like 3 years ago. Anyway, and she was like, "Oh my god, I love Outlander," I'm like, I'm
We
going
now
to
do
watch
too.
it eventually, and we finally started. Anyway, other things. Shout out to Troy and Lynn. Troy,
yeah.
Troy David's not here, but
He is in spirit.
certainly, yeah, he always is in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, he would say Star Trek Discovery, as would his wife Lynn. They're, like I like Star Trek, but I wasn't born in '66 liking Star Trek.
I wasn't either.
Yeah. Anyway, they're super into it, and Discovery's the hotness. Like
It's good.
it started uncomfortable, but by the end of that first season, I was like, oh, I get it. You guys are assholes, but I love the story in the end.
There you go.
And then I think the second season was similar, with what's his name from the one show and the other show.
And the thing with the person with the eyebrows?
That's the guy.
I thought so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
The captain. And then also one of the cleverest shows. Now, obviously, the cleverest show, I gotta say, The Good Place, killing it.
Oh, yeah.
But next to that, the quickest show, Letterkenny. It's on a Canadian channel normally. Like they started on YouTube, and then they went to some off-brand Canadian channel, and now they're on Hulu. Watch Letterkenny for the fastest humor. Like I feel like I want to do what my daughter does and keep rewinding so I can understand what the joke was, because I'm still laughing from 2 jokes ago, and I'm interrupting the damn show.
Yes.
So funny.
It is. It is hysterical. It really is good.
What other? And I guess somebody else said Pen 15. All right. That was kind of crap, though. I watched it. I don't get it. But one of your
Kennedy
friends.
Brown. Yeah.
Kennedy Brown. Anyway.
Says penis.
Says penis.
Just saying.
And as much as we like our own penises. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go into my cookie recipes.
Oh, well.
You guys want to hear how to make Papoon Cowboy cookies? We can do that too.
Need a bunch of sugar, some flour. You need some butterscotch. I was gonna say marshmallows.
And love.
I gotta sneeze.
Bless you.
Sorry. Don't shit. Sneeze button or something. Anyway, boop.
Oh wait, I have one for that.
It's him.
No. You're wrong for sneezing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So the number one movie, and now let's just start at the top. Let's just start at the top on the very.
Oh, wait, you started bold there. The number one movie.
Number one movie.
There can only be one.
According to you, or
According
or
to
according
Comics
to
Online,
stats?
it's our official number one movie of 2019. Are you ready? Kira, are you ready? Who else is with us? Enos, are you ready? Who else is on here? That's
Where's
all
Shannon?
I know. Where's Shannon? Come on, Shannon. I thought you were supposed to be on here.
Yeah.
It's a movie that Shannon's in. It's Volkov, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's we're invested. We want to be there and see all the Volkov. I saw the premiere of it. This is a indie film that some friends are doing. I saw the premiere of it. You can watch it now, by the way. Anybody, you can watch it on Amazon Prime.
That's right.
It feels very much like a very interesting premiere, like a pilot episode of a show. Honestly, it doesn't feel like a full movie to me. It feels like a pilot to a show, and I hope they do the rest. However, what they're doing now is Volkov Origins, where they're going to go and take that character, the Volkov character, back a bit. I don't know how many years, but their next feature is Volkov Origins, and I think it is a feature length. I'm not sure, but check out Volkov on the social media, Volkov. And now, now that we've chugga-dunk-a-dunk.
Is this the best podcast of 2000? Are we going into a munch squad? What's happening right now?
No, I'm giving the background music for the number one.
I thought I was making a joke that was too. I think it was
That
too.
was it?
It was
Did
too
I
much
miss
of a deep.
it?
It was too much of a deep cut.
Apparently it was
Okay.
the best podcast of I don't know.
Oh,
June Reed's Goosebumps is
Am
back.
I that bad?
No,
I'm so sorry.
June Reed's Goosebumps is back. Everyone who has ignored it, it's back.
That's kind of cool.
I know.
That's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
No, I thought that a joke was being made about a podcast, and it wasn't.
No.
So I made a joke about a podcast, and then that also didn't.
What
land.
podcast says sugar dunk a dunk?
Okay,
need to
I
hear
thought that you were kind of like doing like a heavy metal kind of riff with your mouth, which is something that happens on the podcast My Brother and Me.
Oh, really?
They do a podcast within a podcast called the Munch Squad, and the way that they deliver this is like right in the middle of a sentence. One of the brothers will interrupt the other by going jun 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 jun. It's something very similar to
Do you know
that.
what that theme is from?
I have no idea.
Terminator.
Oh, right. You know what?
Sugar dunk a dunk. That's what it's from.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation.
I'm sure we have. Yeah, I was telling you that's why the sugar scrub is named Sugar
Right.
Dunk a Dunk.
Because Zoe loves the Terminator and Arnold Schwarzenegger just in general.
Oh, yes.
So anyway, Terminator Dark Fate, the return of Linda Hamilton, the return of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the return of a really digitally recreated the John Connor from Terminator 2, whatever that guy's name was, who apparently, according to really ugly street photos of him, looks terrible. But that's, people can be, I look terrible sometimes on the street too, so whatever, maybe he's fine.
Don't we all?
Now we're talking about it.
And we are back.
That was the quickest turnaround I think we've ever
I know.
Good job.
I don't know why it crashes every time these days, but
You know why I think that was the quickest turnaround? I think it's because I saw it crash. So I was ready to react because I looked over here and then it froze. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's crashing. I was ready for it.
all right. Kira continued on and said, "Oh no, wait, Russian Doll and Undone and somebody got my Demolition Man
Tacos
joke.
are life.
Tacos are life. There we go.
I agree.
Topher says Crave TV, best cookies of 2019.
My chocolate chip cookies, they're back here too. I
They're
can read
solid.
those off.
They're solid chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go get a cookie.
You have some in there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was just you planted the seed now.
All right. Let's finish talking about Terminator.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun. Well, it's supposed to take place right after T2. So the other two movies didn't happen, which I know a lot of people are happy about. I'm kind of like when you have a favorite band, you love all their CDs, no matter what they come out with. That's how I feel about Terminator. It's my favorite. It doesn't matter. So I love them all. But I love the story. I loved how, the T-800 was, he was cut off from the system when everything fell, and he had to reinvent himself, and he got really into upholstering things and curtains, and it was I'm gonna tell you,
Cabinet making.
yes, and and this time the bad Terminator was called a Rev 9, and he was played by Gabriel Luna, who also was Ghost Rider, which I enjoyed.
I don't think not the Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was a Ghost Rider. He must have been an animated Ghost Rider or something like that. Because
I think he was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I could be wrong.
No, that's a different guy.
Okay.
Anyway, after that, we're gonna go right to Zombieland. Now,
Okay.
I really loved Zombieland Double Tap. Eric.
I've not yet gotten to see it. I have movies that came out this year, like theatrical releases. I have to wait for them to come out digitally,
Okay.
and then I have to pick and choose when I watch digital movies because I have a little one that is, he likes to burst into the room.
He does.
I understand.
He's adorable.
I've seen that on
yeah.
during this show even.
Yeah, he follows me everywhere I go.
Uh-huh.
This part of the being a dad thing. So it's tough for me to watch anything longer than 20 minutes because that's about how much time I can get like a distraction in. Here's a new Lego set. That's about 20 minutes.
Oh no.
Here's some crayons and some paper. That's about 20 minutes.
All right.
So it's like
so-
little episodes for
I can
you.
do. Yeah, I can binge watch. I can binge watch sitcoms. That's where I'm
you
at
go.
right now.
Okay, all right.
Well, there's a lot of sitcoms to watch.
But occasionally, I will get to watch up something theatrical release. Was Into the Spider-Verse this year or last year?
It was last year.
John Wick 3.
It
This
was
year.
this year.
Saw that one. Thought that was epic. Big fan of the John Wick series. Big fan of Keanu in general.
Oh yeah,
He's great.
He can do no wrong.
I agree.
I can't wait for the new Bill and Ted.
Yeah, and apparently Bill and Ted 3 and John Wick 4 premiere the same night.
Which is amazing.
because Keanu is trending right now, and Hollywood ain't dumb.
Exactly.
So smart. Because it's like, who isn't going to go for the double feature? Like, I bet you theaters are going to be like, you know what? People are going to theater hop
gonna turn-
unless we sell it that way.
Yep, and they're going
Yes.
to turn that Cyberpunk game into a movie.
What's
Are they
Cyberpunk
really?
game?
The Cyberpunk 77.
I played the role-playing game in high school, Cyberpunk.
I don't. Isn't that the game?
Cyberpunk 2077?
Is that what it is? It's Keanu Reeves. He's like the main character is modeled after him or something.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't played it. Zoe, do you know about this game?
I only know a little bit about it.
Okay.
Did you see the thing where he was all like, "You're breathtaking"?
Mm-mm.
What?
I don't even know what you're talking about. There's a
This is
video
all
game of
about the best-
Cyberpunk 2077.
The name of the game is Cyberpunk 2077. It is a new game that is coming out. It's gonna.
Is there a video game of Shadowrun as well? How about
Yeah,
Car
yes,
Wars?
there is a video game of Shadowrun.
Shut up.
Yes, it was on the Super Nintendo.
God damn it.
They re-released it on Steam. I have it.
Okay. Is there
Given these iconic things from your childhood exist in a format that you would love, how do you not know about them?
children?
Right, that thing that I was just saying.
I've had children too. I got a 24-year-old and a 7-year-old.
So you've had zero time.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm lucky to know about what I already know about.
So yeah, Cyberpunk 2077. It's played in first person's perspective, and you're a mercenary, you're V, and that is Keanu is V.
Okay.
It looks awesome. It's been highly lauded, and there was a press conference or something where he was at, and he came out, and somebody from the crowd was like, "You're breathtaking," and he responds, "You're breathtaking," in typical Keanu fashion. "You're all breathtaking,"
That's
and it's just a phenomenal delivery.
That's how you guys should end them from now on.
But as I was saying, Keanu can do no wrong,
He
and
can do no wrong.
would not be surprised if that video game also turned into a movie. That video game based on
back in my day, back when I was 21, up in Point Arena, I used to work with his cousin. Oh my gosh, I wish I could remember her darn name. Anyway, the Reeves, some of his family lived up there, and I got to meet them. He never showed up, but they said that he did sometimes.
I have a similar situation with my family in North Carolina with The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, he's got family that lives somewhere in like the Carolinas, near where I have family. But we've never seen them. We just know that.
Well, he'd be hard to miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be hard to miss. All right. So, tell us, Zoe, about what Enos likes.
Joker. Is that a joke?
No,
Is that a joke,
he's
Enos?
legit a huge Batman fan. I think if a terrible Batman movie came out, I think Enos would tell you what was good about it.
Well, I think that's what I wish he was on this show. Enos,
Yeah.
are you around? Are you with
listening?
us?
Are you on here?
He was here earlier.
Yeah. Enos, if you're still
I
here,
want to know what's good about
give
it.
us a
Here's the
song.
thing. It just seems like a way to apologize for people's bad behavior. Like, oh, look, this is why people would turn to the dark side. This is why it's okay. You didn't do for me, and so I'm going to do terrible things to, society didn't do nice things to me, and so I'm going to do terrible things to society. And that's okay because, look, Joker. And that's...
But
what?
Joker's not a good guy.
I know he's not.
I mean, it's very clear that he's the bad guy.
I know.
But it seems apologize. It seems like It seems like it's making an excuse for
Exactly.
his behavior.
Just I don't know. Maybe I just perceive it a little differently. I don't see it so much of an excuse. I see it as like the explanation, because that's what we want to do in society. When somebody does something truly evil, we want to understand why.
And
We
if
can't
they can't
accept
find one, then they
right.
find
We
one.
have to define it. And I don't know. I just didn't perceive it so much as an excuse, so much as like this is what we do. We need to justify this character that has always been shrouded in mystery to some degree. Like Hollywood felt the need to create this version of the Joker.
I guess yes.
That we have to explain him. We can't just let him be this mysterious psychopath. We have to fully explain and justify why he is what he is.
It almost romanticizes the
Yeah.
whole idea. I think that's what he's trying to say. Is like it kind of makes it sound like here's an excuse for his behavior. Not so much giving it, not
a
giving
justification
it
of an
right,
excuse,
right, exactly. And I wasn't. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh, I know where you're going with that. Let's skip that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, and Harry, you're terrible.
Harry C.
Harry C. The good old Harry C. Harry Crosland, that is to say, not what she wrote on this paper. I'm sorry.
He said Harry C. And it's right next to Shazam.
Shazam.
So.
Harry Crosland loved the Shazam movie, and frankly, I did too. It wasn't at the top of my list, but it was solid. I really appreciated the, as an adoptive parent, I really appreciated the foster parents. I really enjoyed, all the kids and the adult superheroes that they became. I'm not so much, a kid and adult body superheroes they became.
That was a fun part.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that, and I hope they make more of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope they cross over with Wonder Woman, because that would be fantastic. Even just a tiny bit. just a little tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Frozen 2. Nicolette and Devin both said Frozen 2 was their number one movie of 2019. And that was probably my number one animated movie. I really liked it more than the original. I really loved Josh Gad's, what's his name, Olaf, part more than ever. I mean, he was great to begin with.
He was.
But
he got better.
But he got better. He just took that to a whole nother level. Of really just playing the fool, in the classic sense, where he's gonna sound ridiculous, but he's telling all the truths of this universe. Just listen.
Mm-hmm. And then what was Sven? No, Sven's the what's his name? Like the boy band. 1980s song where it came out.
Christoph.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
It was cute.
That
it
was
really
hysterical.
cute.
My favorite funny part.
How about Alita Battle Angel?
Yeah, so based on Battle Angel Alita, why did they flip it? I don't know. It weirds me out that they did. And for no good reason, because it's not like I was like super into the comic or the manga that preceded it.
But what was the need, right?
Yeah. What did you think? I
thought it was awesome.
I love the way they did her eyes.
Yeah, and the actor that was the guy that rebuilt her.
Who's that?
I just can't remember his name. I never can remember. He's in so many things.
All right.
He played the scientist. Have you seen it?
No, I have not seen it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. I will. I plan on it. Let's Google stuff in front of you. Rosa Salazar and Christoph Waltz. Okay.
Yeah, so that guy. So he's been in so many things.
Yeah, and Rosa Salazar was in some other crap that I saw, and I was like, hey, I've seen her before. Where was it? Maze Runner, Bird Box. She was in Bird Box. And she was in Short Treks, Star Trek Short Treks. Oh, she was in Undone. She was the main character in Undone.
Oh, there you go.
Outside of her father, who was played by... What? Get out of here. Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk,
who is coming back really, really soon with a new season of the Breaking Bad prequel, Better Call Saul, and he is going to change from Jimmy to Saul in this season. Or so we're promised. Oh, and by the way, I didn't put this on my TV. I guess it's a movie. The sequel movie to Breaking Bad, if you haven't already seen it, it's like El Camino or something like that.
Oh, with Jesse, right?
With Jesse.
Yeah. I have not seen it yet, but I know it exists.
It was amazing. It was a perfect little coda, if you will, to that piece. And honestly, I hope they come back and do some more. Even if it's just those little bite-sized pieces. I would like to see more characters from that world. All right, that's our movies. Oh no, it's not. That's not our movies. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Our movies. What did we forget a movie? Oh, I know. We forgot Spider-Man: Far From Home. That's what it was. Because I'm the Spider-Man guy, and obviously Far From Home.
I almost forgot it, and then you brought it up.
Yeah. Did you not see it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I know. I keep hearing it. All the ones that I really wanted to see this year, I didn't get to see.
Oh, and you can watch that with the kid, because it's not... Well, I don't think it's that scary. I don't know what you do with your kid.
He'll only have attention for about 20 minutes.
Oh. Even with Spider-Man?
It's tough, man. It's tough. Even, cartoons, they're about 20 minutes long. He can handle that.
Yeah.
Turn 3-year-olds, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Not watch TV for a couple of years. That's until he's ready to sit down.
Make a list. Just start a list.
That's what I've been doing. I have a great long list.
I'm sure.
good.
I'm sure.
And of course, what I was really getting at was the thing that we haven't said yet, Endgame. Harry Crosland said Endgame, and
I did see that in the theaters.
Several other people said Endgame. Look, I'm a big fan of fan service, which is another reason why I'm a big fan of DC and their Mark Guggenheim. Good job. And grabbing every little thing that I could think of. Maybe there's something that I haven't thought of. I mean, I guess there's like Lois and Clark that we haven't hit yet, or the New Adventures of Superman, or the black and white Superman, or some black and white Batman and some serials back in the 30s or whatever. Aside from crap like that, and not to say that Lois and Clark was crap, because they were fine.
Yes, they were.
Aside from old stuff, they hit every darn thing. They got, they pulled in Lucifer from NBC. They pulled from CBS the 90s Flash. They pulled in the Titans, like I said, supposedly Batman 66. That terrible Birds of Prey show. They gave it an ending. They killed those motherfuckers. Those ones can, much as I adore those actors in there, that was a really poorly done show, and the producer should be ashamed and should probably just, go to school to become like a dentist or something. He has a talent for causing things pain.
It's Christmas time, so all I can think of is, I want to be a dentist.
Hermie?
Yes, Hermie.
That was a quote from Little Shop of Horrors. Anyway, I really want to do Little Shop of Horrors on Kristen Bell's show on Disney Plus. She does this show called what's it called? Something to do with your old high school drama people getting together to do a show that you did in high school. I'm like, I want to do that.
That sounds like fun.
When I was 16, I did Little Shop of Horrors, and oh my god. Now, most of these people would be like, fuck you, I do not want to return to high school. I was super into high school. I was into it more than most people. I was like, it's the best. And then, for years hence, until I had a kid, there was nothing in life that was better than that. than being on stage with those people who now are just like, oh God, really? But I could convince some of them. I feel like I can convince some of them to get on and do the show again. Kristen Bell, because she watches this show.
She does.
Naturally. Mm-hmm. I mean, why wouldn't she?
We're both blondes. We both
Yeah.
watch the show. That's just how it goes.
Anyway, so good job, Mark Guggenheim and everybody involved with the Arrowverse. Thanks for getting rid of Arrow, because I'm done. I'm done with Arrow itself.
Yeah, me too.
But Flash, and thanks for bringing in, Earth 666, because oh my God, Lucifer, Tom Ellis face to face with Matt, with Constantine. Oh my God, perfect. What did I want from a show? That moment, thank you. I mean, that could have gone on for weeks. I mean, they could have been just sitting there, bullshitting back and forth, and I would have just been riveted, because I am as Troy David will tell you, I'm a 90s Vertigo fiend. Anyway, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, fan service. So thank you, Mark Guggenheim, for the fan service, and thank you, people who set up, everybody involved with Endgame for the fan service.
Yes. That's why it's a favorite. It satisfied all those things.
There's something else that I wanted to hit that was fan service heavy.
You?
Captain Marvel?
No, I mean, it was good. Captain Marvel was solid. That was a great movie. I really enjoyed that. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel bad later if I don't remember what the other fan servicey thing is. Anyway, the point is, Marvel, that is to say, Disney Plus. Disney Plus executives who are watching this right now, you're welcome for me helping you out here. Look, you've got The Gifted, you've got Legion, you've got Runaways, you've got Cloak and Dagger, you've got the Netflix Defenders. This is 5 things that are in theory different universes. Now the Netflix Defenders are supposed to be in the MCU 616, but are they? What the hell is going on? Get your shit together. Get everything together. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Loki. I'm looking forward to seeing the 2 Caps, Winter Soldier and Falcon together. I'm looking forward to seeing WandaVision. Sure, of course I am. Duh. But you know what? All the rest of these shows need to get sucked in. And if you're failing to do that, then the word is right there. You're failing. And you don't have to. You're Disney. You don't have to fail at anything. You can throw money at it and fucking own it. Just own it all.
Well, it's obviously a cool thing now, like with Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, they could just kind of, bandwagon onto
all
that.
this disparate stuff.
Get it? Yeah.
All this disparate stuff. All if you've got Batman 66, what network was that on? I think it wasn't either CBS or NBC. What was the third one? Oh wait, it's yours. And that worked out, right? They probably bought it back by now, but you know what I mean. You've got all. They were able to bring all these things together and make it happen, even for just a moment. I think you can do the same thing, and I think it's important to your fans. It's important to this fan, so there you go. So anyway, fan service. We're gonna get back to something else. I don't know what it was. I mentioned it in the car?
Yeah. Well,
I did go off on a tangent,
yeah.
and sorry. Did you have? So you said you're good with?
No,
with
that was
movies?
it for movies. Yeah,
Okay.
I already gave all mine.
Okay. Video games.
yes.
Oh, see, this is
All
a
right.
tough one.
Now we've got video games.
gamer?
Zoe? Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, do you have any, or do you want us to start?
I played a lot this year. It's tough to.
Well, how about what kind of games did you just play that came out this year?
Outer Worlds.
That's on my list.
Outer Wilds. Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds was both.
It
was
think
good.
I played.
Outer Worlds, the one that had the same people that made Fallout New Vegas.
Yes, that
and
love
very
that.
much the same gameplay.
Love that game.
It's a Fallout we deserve.
it's so anti-corporation too, with
love
the
it.
sarcasm laden with
Yes.
without in the story.
Yes.
Love
But
that game.
It was very good, and well, I like that it very much was gameplay as Fallout, because that is my favorite. I'm a huge Fallout fan.
Wasn't it a branch of people from the Fallout camp that
Fallout
made
New
that?
Vegas, which was I love.
That was the one. Yeah, it was a good one.
That was a good one. I know some people don't, but I really enjoyed that
I
one.
really liked that one. Yeah.
That was before 4, before it was Bethesda.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes.
Still
salty about 76.
Well, listen, Bethesda. I know you're watching this too.
Yeah.
You know what we
Right
wanted?
next to
You know what we wanted?
Kristen Bell.
Not microtransactions.
Not microtransactions.
Charging us $100 now to have our own world.
We didn't want that either. I mean, that's cute, but no, it's not. It's not cute. It's not a good look for you. You know what is a good look for you? You know what we liked? Fallout 4.
Yes. Just make that so everyone can play it together.
What? That's crazy. Oh wait, that's what we all wanted.
I'm pretty sure people told you that.
PvP?
know.
Do we want PvP? I don't care about PvP. I'm not interested in PvP. Having a separate server for PvP, great, fine.
Yes.
You want to have the the aggro folks. I'm not trying to be aggro. I'm trying to just
Story. It's an RPG. Come on.
I'm just trying to have.
Thank you.
Trying to have
They don't let you do
story
that.
with friends, and I'm not trying.
And strong.
Listen, and strong. We want strong back. Yes. We want strong back because listen, in Fallout 4, you could carry so much fucking shit.
Thank you.
You could carry like 900 refrigerators full of stuff on your back that was, and they were obviously invisible refrigerators. And then you
Invigirators, if you will.
Invigirators.
I like it.
You could drop them back at the whatever your homestead was.
And then the Brahmin would be on your roof. It was great.
Man, how'd the Brahmin get on the roof again?
Doesn't matter. I miss it. At this point, 76 is so bad. I miss that glitch. I want the Brahmin in my house. Okay, just put him back in the house. We'll be good.
Brahmin, come back.
You can store it all in me. But it's just Outer Worlds is really.
I really like that.
Just 200 pounds or 800 pounds or whatever the amount is. It's too little. I want to be able to go and store as much crap as I want. I want to store a nearly unlimited amount of crap.
Yeah, get rid of this the unrealistic thing that you're trying to avoid. We want unrealistic. We live in the real world. We want fantasy.
Exactly. This is supposed to be an escape for this. I want to be able to unwind.
And even
with strong and make it so that strong can be my partner. That would also be amazing. I hate that I can't.
Yeah, and start bundling bottles of wine with games. We're paying $60. It's not so much to ask.
I always get the collector's edition.
The collector's edition comes with the wine.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
This
helmet.
game sucks. That's what wine came with
Blasting
76.
my ears.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's
Getting comfortable and getting.
It was 76 was like we ordered the helmet versions. My helmet is signed by 2 of the actors. Thank you, Wes Johnson and
Mine wasn't
and
there
Mike
when
Rawson.
they signed yours.
That's true. We'll fix that. Anyway,
Put it in our luggage.
yeah.
I'll just wear it.
So, video games. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Gun sounds? What did you write? Gun
Because
sounds.
everyone raves about the gun sounds, how realistic they are, like how you can, you stand over here and it sounds like you're staying in a corner, it sounds like you're by the door, it sounds like you're outside. I don't know, they apparently did an amazing job.
Hey, let's play a clip of those gun sounds.
All right, let's do it.
Pew, 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 pew.
Wow.
That's pretty realistic.
Yeah, it sounds just like
Wow.
that.
I can't believe Activision gave us a copy of that.
Oh.
But,
I want to thank Activision for my copy. Although I should have said, hey, wonderful Activision rep. I don't have, what's it called? The PlayStation Live or whatever, the one that you have to pay for. Because it used to be, with PlayStation, you didn't have to play for multiplayer. To play a multiplayer online. But, now you do. And I didn't know when that change happened, but it's the case now, and so now I'm sad. But here's a good thing: I got to play as our friend, as Alex, Echo 3-1. That is to say, Chad Michael Collins, friend of the show, friend in our heart. That dude is the nicest dude.
He was
is.
very, very nice guy.
If you ever get a chance
Very
to
down
meet,
to earth.
if you ever get a chance to meet Chad, be sure to do so. And whether or not you have anything to sign, just go and say hi, and just tell him that you appreciate his work.
And if anything, he's pretty to look at.
He's definitely pretty to look at. He's got if you're like, I don't like shoot 'em up games, I like Christmas movies. Well,
Have
you
fun
can
with your cats.
Yeah.
have fun
Meow.
with not only have fun with your cats, but you can have fun with romance movie with Chad Michael Collins
Okay, I thought you were gonna go somewhere completely different than that.
on Amazon right now. He did one last year that was like a Hallmark Christmas movie, whatever. I don't remember what that one was called, but this year's one is on Amazon, and it's the Christmas Cabin. So check that out. It's free on Amazon.
Did you know?
The editing is terrible. Chad probably knows this already. He's probably hiding. Now, he is watching this. Maybe not this second, but he will later. And he's probably going, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Yeah, like the titles were bad. There were some weird transitions. However, the acting was fantastic, and it was a cute story. So it was worth watching.
There you go.
Did you know that there's going to be a sequel to that Kurt Russell Christmas movie that came out last year?
Oh, the one where
Christmas Chronicles?
That was fantastic. I
Yeah,
love
they're
that.
gonna, they've
like
already
that
got a
too.
sequel planned.
Really?
Yeah.
That was like horribly wonderful.
That's the Christmas song,
Yeah.
the song that he does in the jail. It's
Yes.
it's in my karaoke catalog.
Oh, I believe
yeah.
it. That's great. Can we do that after this? Please.
Oh, that was excellent. All right, Borderlands 3. All right, listen, I'm not a Borderlands guy.
I'm a
We're gonna change
huge
that.
Borderlands fan.
I'm a huge Borderlands fan too. Claptrap is still my favorite.
It was
Bloodwing. Really?
No, the first one. I was like, I think that's the game where I kept getting caught in doorways.
Maybe you were the berserker. Maybe you were the big
Was that the
guy.
one in the orange box? Maybe I'm thinking another game. Anyway,
Borderlands 3. This new game it's good. If you like Borderlands, it's more Borderlands. It's, I mean, and like I know there's a new voice for Claptrap. You can't tell. It's okay. Just go on. And I don't know. I like that they explain things a little bit more. The gameplay itself is just a little bit smoother, and you can now jump and attach to ledges, which is amazing. And there's just a little bit more like like Easter eggy stuff. Like before, like I'm the type of person who likes to look at the nooks and crannies of things when I play games. And
yeah, she does.
yes, I do.
Ladies.
All right. This time I find them. Find all sorts of little goodies.
Yeah, you do. Wait, what? So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order was picked by Chris Murphy.
Yes.
He really liked that one. That a lot of people like that.
They
I
do.
want to say DJ and Ben are probably playing that right now. That's probably why they're not watching this.
It also went up for a lot of nominations for the Game of the Year and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not something I've played personally.
Yeah.
But it's still a very good movie.
Right on. Mm-hmm. And then what's this that Kira picked? Stardew
Kira-
Valley?
It's something
What?
she said there was a huge update. We just love Kira. So we put it
do.
on the list. So, but it had apparently it had a really big update with a lot of stuff. Kind of like you were saying, like, just like, some DLC stuff. Oh no.
Wiggle the thing. Eric, wiggle the thing.
Eric, wiggle the thing.
I
Not that thing, the other one. Gosh, Eric. There we go.
You're gonna
All
hurt
right.
people's ears, lady.
Goodness gracious, you guys don't need your ears. They're overrated.
You also can't move that in the middle of it because now it's like. Oh, sorry. So events.
Events. That's what's next.
Oh wait, did you have any video games that you want to talk about?
Or do you want to talk any on Borderlands? Or Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order?
Didn't get into Star Wars. Borderlands, I'm a huge fan of. Huge fan of Borderlands. Got back into WoW this year.
Oh.
Okay.
My brother passed away, and we played WoW all through when I was in college, and I don't know, some this year I was feeling nostalgic, and I got my old account and reactivated it and started a new character. I got really, and plus Classic came out.
Nice.
WoW Classic.
Nice.
So that is you just starting over with original WoW before they made a bunch of changes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So like the diehard original fans, it takes you back in the story too.
Okay.
And they're re-releasing the patches as well.
Oh, like in the same order that they did originally?
That's cool.
So you can relive the story. So I'm like, it's feeding the nostalgia. Also,
NCSoft, can you maybe get that happening? Because I'm gonna need to start what's it called? City of Heroes over again.
Oh, man.
Please and thank you.
so many people.
Yeah.
So many people want City of Heroes to come back.
I want it so bad. I would, my son is playing the like pirate version of it.
Mm-hmm.
But my computer is too old. Like this computer is too old to play it. Like I would have to update my OS, which would kill some of my other software. And I'm like, I guess I'll have to wait. But we used to play it together back in the day. I had 2 different computers so we could play it simultaneously.
Super fun game.
Yeah. Back in the day when that wasn't so common, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. As far as myself, in 2019, I play Evil Apples and Pokemon Go.
I'm still playing Pokemon Go.
That's what I play. I play Pokemon Go. I was playing Pokemon Go today, this afternoon, a little bit. And when I'm returning to home or leaving for the day, I there's a couple of stops to spin, and there's a couple of stops at work to spin, and I tell you what I didn't like this year, and let me tell you, Niantic, you did a great job with Pokemon Go. However, Harry Potter Wizards Unite, thank you for letting me in the press room and not kicking me out when I was waiting on something else there. But Wizards Unite, I don't want to say it's trash because it's probably not. If I was like a real serious Potterhead, like maybe I'd be like, yeah, whatever, shut up, Kevin, this is great. But I don't care. I was hoping that the tracing the lines was tedious. Like it was cool at the beginning. Don't get me wrong. It seemed really cool. I'm gonna do my wand in the shape of how I'm supposed to do it, and then and only then is my spell complete, and I catch the thing or whatever. It was like Pokemon Go, and they added too much extra
Homework.
crap. Yeah, with homework. And I'm like, man, I don't
Shouldn't
need.
feel like work.
It shouldn't feel like work. And it was way too grindy. Listen, Pokemon Go is grindy, but it's mindless. You don't have to think about it.
Exactly. You can walk and talk and do things and just.
Yep. But Wizards Unite, Wizards untie, because I'm done with you.
Okay.
Those are my games. I mean, obviously, I still play Rock Band. Still spending money every few weekends buying more DLC. That is to say, more songs for 4.
Got a whole bunch for your birthday.
Yeah, and I have like 200 songs that I've played, and then you're like, oh wait, those are like $2 each. Oh, you've spent way too much money on this game, Kevin.
We always have so much fun. We're both good.
Yeah, we're good.
And so are our friends.
Yeah. So we have a great time doing it.
We really do.
Anyway, what other games do we play? That's it for right now. I'm really looking forward to some stuff in 2019, but that is another show.
Yes.
So let us move right along to events, and this will be our last subject for this episode. Like I say, we're over time here, and so we're gonna save comic books for Troy David.
Mm-hmm. Because he'd love that.
Because we love him, and we want to make sure that he's involved in all the comic stuff. So, events 2019. Well, of course, every year, what does Kevin say?
San Diego Comic-Con.
San Diego Comic-Con. San Diego Comic Con's been my favorite since since I started back when I was 12, back in 1985. And
I was born.
Yeah, and you were born.
Mm-hmm.
She was a little baby, and I
Maybe.
was... She was a baby anyway, maybe not little. She's probably very tall. She's very tall now.
I was. It's a big baby.
Anyway. San Diego Comic-Con, great once again. Great, like I say, once again, thanks to Nice Girls, thanks to Geek World Radio, thanks to Toon Barn, thanks to, who else? Krypton Site, all of our friends and there's a million other places. Sean at Flick. I'm missing important people, but the important thing is all of our friends and all of the press rooms, thank you. All of the reps, thank you. Big thank. You know what? Who I really need to thank for Comic-Con this year, and for the past 12 years, is Holly from CW. She has been our Supernatural rep for since Supernatural came to Comic-Con, and she's let us in the room. She's let us get away with some shit. Because she's so nice to us. Like, there's no good reason for her to be that nice to us, and she's always so nice to us.
You're wonderful.
And as are the rest of the reps. Obviously, Gary from Warner Brothers, thank you. So many other reps. Our friends at Netflix, our friends at Amazon, our old friends at USA. We miss you. Sorry, wherever you've gone off to, we miss you. Our old friends from Edelman, we miss you wherever you've gone off to. There are so many good reps out there that we've dealt with, and you make our year fun, because let me tell you, Green Arrow, we're not.
You have not saved this city.
You've not saved. you failed this press room.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that you've done a bad job in the press room, but you've been given bad information, I think, because we're not paid to be there. Comics Online people are not paid to be there. Most of the people, I would say 80% of the people that are in those rooms are not paid to be there. They're not flown out. That they're flying out on their own dime. They're paying for their own equipment. They're doing this out of the love of it. I'm sorry, Green Arrow, but if somebody asks you for a quick selfie, pucker up, dude, because just realize that that's all they get out of this. While I'm not going to add, if you say, I'd rather not, then okay, we're going to, Comics Online is going to adhere to whatever the rules are. But when somebody does, especially some noob, gosh, just humor them. Just be nice to them. Anyway, that said, hey, you won't have to worry about it anymore because you're done with your show. Anyway, other events. We have had a great time at the Central the Atlantic Coast events as well. From MagFest, Baltimore Comic Con, Awesome Con.
Those are good.
The couple of anime cons. Oh gosh, there's what?
What did we cosplay as?
And what?
The last one.
The last one?
We did event. Oh yeah, Avengers. I remember.
Yeah, we were Avengers.
That was good.
We've got Otakon, we've got Anime USA, we've got BlurredCon, which is very anime heavy. We've got what else? I'm missing one. The real biggest cosplay con that's also at the National Harbor. Anyway,
Katsucon?
Katsucon.
Mm-hmm. What'd we go to in May?
Oh, that sci-fi one.
That was good.
The Museum of Science Fiction puts on a show that is called Escape Velocity.
There it is.
That's a weird name for a con.
It is.
I love it, but it's hard to remember.
I enjoyed it.
Sorry, guys. There's not con in the name. Maybe it's...
Magfest? Did you say Magfest?
I said Magfest. Yeah, big thanks to those guys. They've been fun over the years. You know, we had Dominic on the show like years ago, and obviously we like to go. I have especially like the big Magfest is cool, but like I feel like a lot of it's lost on me because I don't care about, you know, going to the dances and going to see the music. I like to go and check out all the classic video games though, and I like to walk the floor.
That's fun.
That part is really cool. And I like hanging out with friends.
That's it. And we met some good people there too.
Yeah, I love it. You know, let me put it this way: if John St. John is going to be there, I'll be there. But aside from that, I'll probably just go to Mag Labs, which is great. That's in the, you know, early fall, like September-ish time frame. Mag Labs is fun because that, you know, you've got like the labs that's in the name. They've kind of taken that on and said, okay, we're gonna do some hands-on stuff on how to do nerdy shit. Whether it's cosplay stuff, you know, sewing, knitting, creating, you know, doing some
Warbler armor.
Yeah, Warbler stuff. They do some, you know, doing stuff on what's that stuff called where you're putting stuff together on a. It's a lot of soldering involved. Oh, I'm running out of steam here, folks. I'm running out of steam. The important thing is, we would like to hang out with John St. John, and we will be doing that once again. We did it in February at the.
Knock on and see.
Knock on and see.
You are losing.
I'm losing. See, you get about an hour and 25, and I'm like going. I'm like, yeah, this is good. And then you get beyond that, and it's like,
Where can you see how long we've been doing this?
You can't see it anymore.
Hour 27 minutes.
See, it's 2 minutes.
See,
past.
2 minutes past.
This is when it just started. You called it.
So last year we had John St. John, and we had Wes Johnson, and we had Mike Rawson, and we had the folks from God, I'm losing it. We had other voice actors who, you know, hey, they're not going to be here this year, so I can forget your name.
But they were fun.
They were fun. We liked them a lot.
Yeah. Just it's late.
Ellen McLean and John Patrick Lowry.
There you go. Good job.
And who you will know from things like Portal. Anyway, this year we've got John St. John and Wes Johnson again, as well as all of their support staff, including Vernita and Jones and the rest. See, I'm forgetting people now who actually work on the show.
Well, let's talk about the con itself.
Let's talk about the con itself. So so last year we went to the Bahamas. This year, where are we going, Zoe? While I cough.
Okay. I know we're going out of Galveston, Texas. And that's about the extent of my
We're going to Mexico.
There we go. Oh, I knew that.
We're going to, whatever, the peninsula there.
But yeah,
So sorry.
It will be fun. That's next year. But this last con that, you know, that when we were there, like we got to do all sorts of like scuba diving and so many events, and it wasn't just with people at the con, it was with the people hosting it, which was a lot of fun. Like to go out and just hang out with John St. John and all the other voice actors and just have a good time. And I loved it.
And it was a very, very, we became very close with the people.
Oh my gosh.
And it
very
was
close. Those girls, I got very close with a few of those girls. I just had such a good time.
In the hot tub and wait, what?
I did.
Hey, you know what? You can find out more if you just show up to Not Con at Sea.
I was fully close, and I was
Supposedly
not trying to be
they're
Britney
sold out
Spears.
for the year, but I bet you could work something out. I'm not supposed to say that, but I bet you could. I bet you could get on that
And not
ship
with me.
and then
With the prices. of
hand
the
Vernita
tickets.
some money and say, please, can I come with you guys to things? I'm just saying. It probably would work. because it's not like the ship is sold out. It's just that the time limit, whatever. Anyway, so we're gonna go. Mm-hmm. Matt Cernacker will be there. Hey, you want to say another person who's gonna be there? Matt Cernacker from Comics Online, my number one guy at Comics Online for many years, like 13, 14 years, is going to be there. And of course, he and John St. John have a band together called Random Gibberish.
They're amazing.
And it's it's comedy, it's geek rock comedy. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Have a lot of great songs. They've been around for maybe 15 years now, something like that. John's not on the original cast, but he's certainly been the engineer for the last couple of releases, as well as has played instruments and sang on a few tracks, and played live as well. So hopefully
that's what we got to see.
Yeah. We're going to see, certainly Matt and hopefully John as well, do some fun sing-along. We're going to do the secret show that they do out in Detroit at, what's that convention called out in Detroit? At the Do Something Con? I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm tired now. Apparently I've run out of steam.
I'm getting there too. It's 11.
Is it? Oh gosh. We're going to have to let Eric go to bed. Eric, what was your best event of 2019?
Wow. 2019. What? Probably Free Comic Book Day.
Oh God, did I forget Free Comic Book Day? I'm terrible. Sorry, Mark Lutz.
It's like I said, single dad with a toddler. It's tough to get out to events. So when I do, I definitely I try to have a really good time, and yeah, that was definitely a good day. I really liked having a chance to talk with the voice actors, and
that was fun.
The team tactical demonstration that happened, I thought was really cool.
That was cool.
That was fun.
You didn't get to see me go at it. You did.
You and you bringing your PA.
Well, that was fun.
Kind of made it classier. It kind of elevated things.
I had a lot of fun. I just to be involved in an event like that is just fun. Free Comic Book Day. The energy of an event like that is so positive, and
yeah,
I like Comic Book Day events and.
Yeah, so
Comic Cons, all that. So I wish I could go to more cons. It's
so
just,
join
those are
us
a lot harder.
on the first Saturday in May at Flashback Comics. Join me and probably Eric as well. I bet you we can convince him to come back.
Yeah, had a really good time.
And obviously Mark Lutz is throwing it along with Flashback Comics. That is to say, Troy David Phillips as well as the owners there, and. Join us there, and if you're on the trip with Zoe and I in February, we've got stuff going on. We've got stuff, Zoe.
We do have stuff going on.
Show them the stuff.
This kind of stuff.
That kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go and make that at least one step more real.
We're gonna do it 3 times though.
Because why do it once?
I agree.
So. NotCon at Sea, San Diego Comic-Con, and then sometime after we get back here
in Virginia ceremony
in Virginia with the people. So that way people don't have to travel, but they can. Mm-hmm. Matt, John.
Yeah, you guys can. Definitely. Mm-hmm. Emerald too.
And Emerald too, naturally. Yeah, so that's the best of 2019, except for comics.
Yes.
This year, look forward to tomorrow. We're gonna do the Flashback Top 5. We might do comics next week, or that is to say, we might do comics tomorrow, or we might do comics at the end of the month with the next Comics Online podcast here at FXBG Public Radio in Fredericksburg. Thanks to Eric Cluxon, EK the DJ.
Thank you.
For hosting us once again. And thanks for Zoe for being here for your first time.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been over talking. Did I talk too much?
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Did I let you off the hook a bit?
Yes, which I needed because my mind went blank just like I was afraid.
I feel like I was just pulling a Troy David and just monologuing a hell of a lot. But
no, you were good. You're good. I was giggling.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. See you tomorrow. Flashback Top 5. The next week we will not be here because it is Christmas, and we're going to take that week off, but we will probably be back that following Monday, the last Monday of the year. And certainly after that, we're going to be coming back and do, we've done the best of 2019, but what about 2020? CBS?
We need perfect vision for that.
We need perfect vision for that. I'm gonna get some new glasses on Wednesday. So what?
There you go.
But we're gonna talk about. We're gonna look forward to. We're gonna see what we're looking forward to in 2020 in those categories, and of course it'll be a shorter list because we don't know everything that's coming out, and we can't talk about it. This is definitely, you're gonna have to come back because Troy hates to talk about things that he doesn't already know about.
All right.
All right.
I'm down.
All right, good. So for Eric and for Zoe and for everything geek pop culture, I'm Kevin Goswan, and this is Comics Online at FXBG Public Radio. Bitches.
Swag.
Swag.
Swag. Swag. Swag 1,000 times swag.
Disclaimer:
Swag 1,000
the
times.
opinions expressed
Swag,
in this
swag,
podcast
swag,
may not
swag,
represent
swag,
those of Comics Online,
swag,
any
swag,
participants,
swag,
or any
swag,
employers past,
swag,
present,
swag,
or
swag,
future.
swag.
If you would have thought otherwise without hearing this disclaimer, maybe you're not ready for this whole internet thing, much less 2020. Or maybe you're instead one of our smart and sexy fans who appreciate foul language, best of podcasts, biting sarcasm, and everything geek
Swag
pop
1,000
culture.
times.
If you have comments or questions for the Comics Online podcasters, post on our Facebook page, tweet us on Twitter, or email us at podcast@comicsonline.com.
Swag.
All original material in this podcast copyright Comics Online.